Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Know Your Geometry Dash Moderator. In today's episode, we have a very well known person. You may know him from incredibly cool levels that are often like movies in a way. We have Subwoofer. Subwoofer, hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How
That's,
are you?
I'm quite tired, but I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome.
Yeah, so the first question we have that is pretty basic. How did you find out about Geometry Dash?
Back in like 2014, I watched hella PewDiePie. Like I was one of those kids that watched it when watching him was cool before he had like 10 million subscribers or something like that. But before YouTube like blew up way too much. And he did a thing he named it the Impossible Game question mark and then Geometry Dash, and I was like, damn, he sucks at this game. He's awful. I could probably do better than him, and then I got the game, and then I did better than him,
Ni-
and
nice. Did you start with
that's
the
how I
full
found out.
version, or did you start with
I think
like?
I started with the demo. This is maybe in like sixth. No, it was totally like sixth grade because I remember uh going on a car ride to my friend's house and like trying to beat I forget it. I think it was like cycles or something. That might not have been in the demo at the time, but I do remember trying the demo and then like asking my mom for $2 so I can get the full version.
Nice, nice. What update did you start the full version in?
I remember I remember building without speed portals. I remember that wasn't a thing when I started creating stuff. So prior to I think it was 1.7, so maybe 1.6 was when I like looked at the editor for the first time.
Nice, nice. So, when you started building in the editor, you said there's no speed portals, but were there like any creators around that inspired you to build that you found super cool?
I I was a long time ago. I don't remember from that long ago if there are any creators, but probably Vipern because I saw him the most often.
Yeah, that's true. Any creators that inspire you now? Because you're an inspiration to a lot of people now, but are there any that inspire you?
I like Rafer a lot. He's my buddy, my guy. Tries to do the whole Rafer cinematic universe, which I love, and I'm trying to not do something similar, but do a different take on storytelling, which I think is a really fun thing to do, and more people should try doing.
Yeah, because,
Uh,
oh,
yeah,
go on. What were you
like
saying?
I follow in his footsteps. I follow in Dav JT's footsteps because he likes to put a lot of crazy detail into funny, a lot of detail into small portions of a level that you might see for like 1 second, but it's still like a nifty thing to see.
Yeah, so you said all your levels are in the same universe kind of thing, or?
Not really, but I like to do the kind of storytelling that Rayford does with his universe. It's a very different way that most people, or from most people, I like how he builds.
Yeah, the Rafer verse is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. So,
True.
what was I gonna say? So, your most recent level, I'm blanking on the name because I'm kind of stupid right now. What inspired you to make that level? Cause like it was super cool and detailed, and it told a story, like you said you often do in your levels. What inspired that? I guess story of a level.
I was perusing through Newgrounds, and I like to follow artists on Newgrounds that I feel like are gonna make bangers. So I followed my elephone, and he released a song that I feel like definitely like wouldn't be used by like anybody because it's a very Broadway musical song. It tells its own story, but it's not very EDM. It's not it's nothing like I've heard used in a level before, basically. So I was like, this would make for a banger level and also a good story because the song is a very good, I guess, telling of getting over your fears. of just whatever. It's a very blanket kind of uh telling of a story, but it's a nice one, and I don't think a lot of people have done that before, and so I was like, hey, I should try doing this if I try making like an extra long thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of cool because, like, telling stories obviously makes levels more interesting and intriguing to play. And I also noticed in some of your other levels, like, there's, like, I guess, fun ways to die. I guess you could say, like, in Megalodon, um, there was, in the wave part where you can die and, like, fall into shark pits and lava. And it immerses in the story, I guess, which is super
Yeah.
cool. And speaking of Megalodon, I just said Megalodon. Megalodon, um, I heard, I think I heard that you're making a sequel to that.
I am. The sequel is in progress.
Nice, nice. I won't ask for spoilers because that takes away from the fun. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm excited to see that since Megalodon was. I keep saying Megalodon. What is wrong with me? Megalodon was a super uh, cool level. So
Thank you.
now I'll ask a bit more about your like standards and stuff. So
Hmm.
what do you want to see more of in levels that you don't see enough of right now?
I want to see more ambiance because it's very easy to look at a level and replicate designs or like patterns that you see in blocks or like backgrounds maybe, but it's really hard to nail that perfect feeling that you're in an environment. So I think more people should look at uh like Zender or Knots in some occasions or I don't know, like J735's new thing is really hype, and I feel like people should look at what they do to create an environment to really uh envelop the player to make them believe that they're in some kind of like in a jungle or in like some big technological city or in a fucking circus or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now I'm gonna ask with the opposite of that question. Is there something you want to see less of in levels that's like being overdone or just that isn't good that you don't want to see much more of because like there's things that are super good but like there are things that you see a bit too much of that you don't really want to see anymore.
It's yeah. There's not really something I can pinpoint in terms of like a design that really. Well, actually, that's a whole lie because I just remembered something. Uh, there's easy color combinations to do for parts, like purple and green or purple and yellow, or like basically two colored parts, and those colors can look nice, but they happen very, very often. I think the use of tertiary colors, or at least throwing three colors into a design, uh, really develop a profile for your level as opposed to just, oh, purple and green, purple and blue, or like red and blue, or green and orange. I've seen this stuff a billion times. And there's ways to elevate these colors to make them look better depending on how much negative and positive space I guess you're giving to them, or how much you're balancing them, or if there's much movement or other like values of these colors on the screen. There's ways to balance it, but most of the time, I don't think that they're very well. Uh,
Well
that they're
done.
very well used. Yeah, they're very well done. So I I wish people used different or more colors in their parts. Another thing would be songs. I wish people went on Newgrounds and picked out a brand new song that they've never heard before. And that's hard.
Yes.
It's really hard to go on Newgrounds and find a song that is maybe by an artist that you've never heard, or is maybe a genre that you've never heard, because you're not used to like those genres being in GD. But a different song that's entirely independent to your level makes your level infinitely more unique because it immediately gives it an ID that no one has heard of before. It's it's a very good way to develop uniqueness.
Yeah, because we like what you said with colors and songs. Like you see like the same color combinations, same songs like on the featured page like every day, but like it's rare to
Right.
find like a cool kind of unique song and color combination. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's super cool. And now this is like a fun little question I like to ask. Do you value gameplay or decoration more? Because both are very important, but I know some people like gameplay or value gameplay a bit more, and some people value decoration a bit more.
They're definitely both integral parts to your level, though I 100% value decoration over gameplay. There's a lot of levels that have mid or frankly, I think subpar gameplay, but the designs are incredibly unique to the game. And that's not to say that I excuse like levels that are incredibly buggy uh or just don't work half the time, like have custom game modes that like you can't read or something like that, or orbs. But I just don't find it as important as a trait to a level as coming up with a unique concept or bringing an atmosphere to it or developing an environment. I don't know. There's so many more things you can do with design than you can do with gameplay that I feel like there's a lot of room to uh, add variety to it. So if you can't add variety to gameplay, that's fine. But there's so much more you can do with decoration that you should just try it.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And now I'm gonna ask a follow up question based on gameplay. What do you think of experimental
Mhm.
gameplay? Because with the other interviews I've done, a lot of people either love it or a lot of people either are not a fan of it. So what is your take on like the experimental gameplay, like trend that's been going on for the past while?
Experimental gameplay is really cool. I love it if it is done well, because a handful of times it's not done very well and can lead to incredibly tedious demons or something that might not be readable to very many people. I think if you're going to do experimental gameplay, you should try making it readable. Or if not readable, if you're going for like a demon, make it consistent. I would try and make maybe like, I don't know, consistently demon gameplay or consistently memory gameplay, uh, just to kind of not throw people for a random loop just midway through a level. Like it's just a regular ass level, and then halfway through, uh, you need to completely memorize what every orb looks like because they're just invisible or something. I don't think that that's a and it might reflect the song very well, but as for consistency, it's not very good. And I'm all for difficulty spikes, but it just wouldn't make sense in fitting with the rest of the level, I guess I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's super cool. And like you have to like as you said, it has to be done right to be well.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the Geometry Dash portion of the questions. But outside of Geometry Dash, what video games do you like to do, if any?
I love The Binding of Isaac as a fun game. It's very, I guess, kind of ridiculous with how RNG it could be. But I mean, that's the name of the game. If you don't like the RNG aspects, I mean, you got yourself into the Binding of Isaac. That's kind of your fault.
Binding of Isaac. I've heard
Um,
that name before. Or is that the one where like the kid gets trapped in the basement or something?
yes, yeah, it's the one where his mom's trying to kill him, so he runs down into the basement and he picks up a plethora of inappropriate items to defend himself in this kind of E3 and horror hell.
Oh yes, I remember that game. I used to play it during my chemistry class.
Nice.
Yeah. Any other games you were saying something, then I cut you off.
Uh, Sometimes I'll play Valorant. I haven't been playing it a whole lot recently because I just have like lost interest with the game. It's been kind of the same thing over and over again with me. But I don't know, I kind of liked it. And I found that like a decent amount of people at a time did play Valorant from the GD community, and I was considering like trying to set up like a Valorant GD tournament,
You could probably
which I
still
thought, or
do
at least
that.
like a game. Maybe I don't know how many people that are into GD are into the game uh, now, but I mean, I guess I could ask.
That's true. That's true. Like speaking of like setting up tournaments, I always kind of wanted to start up like a Geometry Dash Smash Bros tournament because I know a few people do that. But that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah,
But
that would be.
yeah. So outside of video games, what hobbies do you have, if any?
I like drawing a lot. I haven't done much so recently because I've been really messing with Blender, which is like for modeling things. Uh, that's been really fun to like learn how to make my own like and not environments, but like little objects. I've just been kind of make little like what they look like is like crossy roads objects, like a house or like a little log, something that would fit that aesthetic. I don't know. It seems really simple to do, and if I put it in terms of crossy road, it feels like I'm making things for a game, which is what I want to do.
S-
Uh, Going into college.
Oh, nice, nice.
Uh, but yeah, I've been teaching myself how to make my own graphics for that kind of stuff. And it's been pretty fun.
So you said you draw. Did you draw your current profile picture?
My current profile picture, no, I did not draw this one. Kips drew, or no, wait, my bad. I keep forgetting what my current profile picture is because it changes like every other fucking month. But I did draw this profile picture. The original profile picture that I use frequently is drawn by Kips. Long time ago, when I changed my name to Subwoofer from Sky Turtle, I was like, okay, well, I can't be using a turtle profile picture if we're gonna be the dog. So I asked Codex to make a profile picture, or rather, I was like, I need one, and then Codex was like, I'll make one,
Okay.
and he made a really awesome like blue and purple kind of dog that was like white in the center with like a black eye, and I'm not sure how this started, but a bunch of my other friends started drawing Bluth is canonically what his name is. And so I had like 50 pictures from a bunch of my different friends of this one character. And Kips decided to draw one day, and that was it was so different from all the other ones because they were all like the dog was white, it was like a blue and purple background. It was a very furry like thing, and I'm not one. And Tips drew this like light blue crystal dog with like a red background, and I liked that design so much that I decided it was a really good redesign for my character to kind of stray away from what it was. Not that what it was bad; it just wasn't
Wasn't you,
accurate.
or
It wasn't me, right? Uh, so yeah, that's the history of my profile pictures.
that's cool. Well, we're getting close to 18 minutes now. Holy moly, time flies. But um,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Obviously, I'm not trying to like end the rush the end of the conversation. But is there anything you want to say before we end up this mini podcast?
Uh, on the subject of things that I'd like to see when it comes to building, I'm not trying to force anybody to change the way that they make stuff. You can make whatever the hell you want. Don't listen to anybody. You don't have to listen to anybody unless you're looking to improve yourself. But uh, make what you feel like you should make. That that's the biggest best advice that I can give to anybody that plays Geometry Dash is have fun with the game. And if you want to be more popular and improve, I mean, you should ask people for feedback. That's what I that's all I gotta say.
Words to live by. That's some good feedback, and I should probably listen to that myself. Not gonna lie, but but all right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Know Your GD Mod, which I should have called Modcast. That would have been way smoother. But
Oh man, yeah.
yeah. Subwoofer, thank you so much for coming on. This was a super fun episode to record. Everyone, like and subscribe. I always forget to ask that, and then I never gain likes or subscribes. I just
Only a
subscribe.
fraction of you watching are subscribed. You
Yeah, I'm just gonna
you
make up.
only like 3%. What the hell, guys?
Yeah, 3% of you guys. What's wrong with you? We gotta raise that up. Well, yes, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which I should be recording later today. But yeah, see ya.
Bye bye.